This is my first live session on a very important topic, that is Kothari Commission, Indian Education Commission, formed on 1964 to 1966. I am Ayan Roy, Assistant Professor of English and Educational Sciences at Shohid Khudiram College of Education, Purbo Midnapur, West Bengal. So for my dearest student, I am going to give a primary introduction about Indian Education Commission and its structure. In view of the important role of education in the national development and in building up a truly democratic society, the government considered it necessary to survey and examine the entire field of education in order to realize a well-balanced, integrated and adequate system of national education capable of making a powerful contribution to all aspects of national life. To achieve this objective speedily, the Government of India in October 1964 set up an Education Commission under Resolution of July 14, 1964. The commission in particular was to advise the government on the national pattern of education and on the general policies for the development of education. And on the general policies for the development of education at all stages, ranging from the primary to postgraduate stage and in all its aspects, besides examining a host of educational problems in their social and economic context. The commission was, however, not to examine legal and medical education. The commission, under the chairmanship of Dr. D.S. Kothari. Now we want to know about Dr. D.S. Kothari and what he had prospected for us. We will discuss it through a PowerPoint presentation. And first of all, I would like to regret that I couldn't be able to prepare a PPT due to lack of time. So I rented a PPT from slideshare.com, and that PPT I will discuss later. So this PPT was made by Ashwanandu Mahato, and I will discuss it for my student. At the introduction, it is said that the appointment of the Education Commission of 1964-1966, popularly known as Kothari Commission, what we have said earlier, is a very significant event in the history of education in free India. In 1964, Dr. D.S. Kothari was requested to give advice to the government on the action to be taken for the development of education at all the levels, and he submitted a report in 1966. So this year is very much important. Now to continue, it is already said that the chairman of UGC then and was Dr. D.S. Kothari, and he prepared that commission, he chairman that commission. The third commission, it is the third commission in post-independent India, and government resolution setting up the Education Commission on July 14, 1964. This commission began its task on October 2, 1964 and submitted its report to the government on June 29, 1966. report entitled Education and National Development. 17 members, in which 5 foreign experts from countries such as USA, UK, USSR, France and Japan were included in this commission. So now we are going to discuss what are the features of Kothari Commission. It tried to cover every field and aspect of the entire educational system. Its firm belief that education is the most powerful instrument of national development. The opening sentence of the commission said that the destiny of India is being shaped in her classrooms, denotes the value of education that determine the level of prosperity, welfare and future of the country. What is the aim of education according to Kothari Commission? There are various aspects where Kothari Commission have said about. Number 1, education and productivity. Science education, it says science education as an integral part of school course. Work experience as an important aspect of general education. Vocational education, especially at the secondary school stage, to meet the needs of industry, agriculture and commerce. Improvement of scientific and technical education and research at the university stage. In the social and national integration, Kothari Commission says that school system, common school system, social service, NSS, NCC, teaching languages, literatures, philosophy and history of India would go a long way in promoting national integration. For education and modernization, it says, the aim of education is modernization. Education should awaken curiosity, interests, attitudes and sense of values and skills in the pupils. The main aim of Kothari Commission in the development of democracy is, it says, India is the largest democracy in the world. The success of democracy depends upon the education of the masses. For social and spiritual values, the education system should emphasize the development of fundamental social, moral and spiritual values. Now we are going to the main point, that is the educational structure. What is the educational structure according to the Kothari Commission? Let's see. So general education should last for a period of 10 years and it is divided into 3 parts, that is 4 years of lower primary, 3 years of higher primary and 3 years of lower secondary education. It is prior to general education, pre-primary education should also be given. The theme of higher secondary education should be fixed for 2 years. After degree course, there should be a postgraduate course of 3 years. The graduate course should be extended from 2 to 3 years. The number of instructional days in a year should be increased to about 234 days, that is 39 weeks for schools, and 216 days, that is 36 weeks for colleges and pre-primary schools. Holidays should be minimized. No need to close an educational institution on a religious holiday. Now, what is the status of teachers according to Kothari Commission? It says that it is necessary to improve the economic, social and professional status of the teachers. The scale of pay of teachers of government and non-government schools should be the same. A state board of teachers' education should be established in each state. The period of training of teachers with secondary course should be 2 years. The course of MEd should be 1.5 years. The teachers of the training colleges should have 2 degrees, namely the master's degree and degree in education. The students of the training institution should be given free education. Now the curriculum. Now we will discuss about the curriculum. What is the curriculum in the 3 stages, that is lower primary, higher primary and the higher secondary. So let's see. So at the lower primary section, one language, that is mother tongue or regional language, mathematics, study of environment, creative activities, work experience and health education is introduced. The higher primary section, two languages, mother tongue or regional language and Hindi or English. Mathematics, science, social studies, art, work experience, social service, physical education, education in moral and spiritual values, etc. are included in higher primary section. Now a new formula is introduced in the lower secondary section, that is the three language formula. Now we will discuss the three language formula, that is in non-Hindi speaking areas, mother tongue or regional language, Hindi in higher or lower standard, English in higher or lower standard. In Hindi speaking areas, it changed certainly, mother tongue or regional languages, English or Hindi, one modern Indian language besides Hindi, and other subjects as we all study in different boards, that is mathematics, science, art, work experience, physical education, education of moral and spiritual values, civics, history, geography, etc. Now what Kothari Commission says, in the higher secondary level the curriculum is that any two languages which should include any modern Indian language, any modern foreign language and any classical language. Any three subjects to be selected from the following: one additional language, history, geography, economics, logic, psychology, art, physics, chemistry, maths, biology, home science, work experience, physical education, art and crafts, education in moral and spiritual values, etc. will be studied in the higher secondary level. Some recommendations, we must note some other important recommendations, that the Commission also stressed the importance of science, education, vocational and technical training, agricultural research, adult education and literacy campaign. Now to study a commission, we must know the merits. What are the merits of Kothari Commission? What it reflects on the contemporary society to develop the future of Indian education system. Let's see. The Kothari Commission report was a masterly piece of work on all aspects of Indian education. The Commission presented a comprehensive study of educational problems in the context of the national needs and aspirations. The Commission made a realistic approach to link education to the socio-economic, cultural and spiritual aspects of Indian life. The Commission recommended reasonable and respectable scales to pay all categories of teachers subject to periodical revision. And it is certain that if there is merits, there must be some demerits. So let's discuss the demerits. Number one, the position of heads of schools was left undecided by the Commission. The Commission committed a mistake in placing Sanskrit on a par with Arabic. The views of Commission on medium of instruction was not only conflicting but also controversial. What is the government action? It was based on the policy of the report that the new education policy was declared in 1968. Recently a new education policy was introduced, but we don't know when it will implement properly. So thank you to all of you for giving me such an opportunity to discuss the most important commission of Indian education history, that is Kothari Commission, and hope it will be helpful to all of my students, all of my B.Ed and D.L.Ed students. And thank you